If we were all back on MySpace, what would be your profile song? What is the worst thing you ever tasted by accident? What is the one thing you cannot stand the feel of? Wet socks on my feet. Microfiber when it catches your skin. Car roof interiors. I hate it. I don't know what it is. When I accidentally brush my fingernails against it, I want to chew my fingers off and spit them out the window. Not a big fan of rough styrofoam. Lotions. Sucks because I have dry skin and actually need them. Wet food in the sink. Sciatica. Seaweed touching me while I swim. Or mushy bottom lakes. That part of the envelope you wet with your tongue. Yeah, it doesn't feel good, but it, secretly it kind of tastes pretty alright. Loose eyelash poking corner of my eye. I can probably go 10 minutes tops before giving up the nuclear codes. When it feels like you need to take that one really deep breath to reset your lungs, but you can never breathe in deep enough. Cotton wool. Makes me feel queasy thinking about it. I can't stand when I can feel breath, even my own breath, on my skin when I'm trying to sleep. I have to block it with the top sheet or a blanket. Teeth touching a disposable wooden spoon. I don't know if I've ever had to use a disposable wooden spoon. How would you spend today if you knew you were going to die tomorrow? Immediately leave work, spend my last hours with loved ones, and eating and drinking my favorite things. And on the less wholesome side, well, I'd probably stop playing games in BlueStacks and I'd go for a walk and I'd buy a lot of plush toys in the local store. Then I'd give one to every child I meet. Unfortunately, glued to a toilet with food poisoning. I would just have dinner with my family and enjoy the moment for what it is. Tomorrow can wait. Without problems plugging my mind for sure, knowing when you'll die sounds like a good idea. Crafting a detailed mind-bending mystery to accompany my death. Guaranteed Netflix documentary. Hey, you know what? At least you won't die forgotten. Sleep. Write letters to my sons for when they're older. I want to go out like the third episode of The Last of Us. Play my favorite video games while listening to music that motivates me. If you could witness any event in history, which one would you choose and why? Woodstock. It would be cool to witness such an event. 99 or 69? 69 to be in the crowd, 99 to watch the news coverage. I'd like to see the pyramids being built. How do they do it? The destruction of Pompeii around noon on August 24th, 79 CE. Huge eruption from Mount Vesuvius. Showered volcanic debris over the city, followed the next day by clouds of blisteringly hot gases. Buildings were destroyed, the population was crushed or asphyxiated, and the city was buried beneath a blanket of ash and pumice. Not an event, but I'd like to see some dinosaurs. The moment the water broke through the pillars of Hercules and started to flood what is now the Mediterranean Sea. The Big Bang. The Kennedy assassination to see what really happened. I recently watched a documentary that IMO solves the mysteries of how JFK was killed. When I saw it, all the pieces came together. Unreal. The Stonewall riots. I'd love to see how our community throws bricks at cops. Live Aid, mostly for that Queen show. Jesus' crucifixion, and Muhammad's wedding where he married a 6-year-old girl. I did not know that. Man. The last days of the Revolutionary War. I couldn't imagine the mix of emotions from all sides. To see myself being born. Has your social circle shrunk as you gotten older? Why? Yes, now it's basically just me and cats. Yes, I've found I have a lower tolerance for other people's BS now. For instance, I can't stand gross adults having tantrums like a 2-year-old. Definitely. I used to have friends who I could count on both hands. Then one hand. Now I only need 2 or 3 fingers. I just don't really care for having many friends now, and my different anxieties and social awkwardness just don't really let me make friends. I just stay away from people. Lamau. Yes, it's because I just don't put in the effort, calling or texting, to maintain those friendships after we all went our separate ways, aka college. I don't know why, just never do. Yes, largely because of 2 reasons. Difficult to make new friends as you get older, and existing friends either move, get busy, or just grow apart. Yes, now it's just me, myself, and I. Yes, they all got married, settled down, and had kids. I didn't. Still single and child-free. I'm 42, unmarried, and no kids, so I'm in the minority at my age. Obviously, families and children come first, so yes, it has. My interests and priorities have changed as I've gotten older, too, which can cause one's social circle to change and shrink. I've kept the same friends since the start of high school when I was 14. I'm 27 now, and we still talk. Started with 6, 4 of us remaining, and we're all in different places. The 2 that left got kicked out of the group for reasons, lol. You have 1 hour to grab 1 item to bring with you before you're sent back in time 200 years. What is it? Download a whole bunch of PDFs and books with various topics that could be useful to my laptop. We'll charge the laptop with potatoes. Plug the charger into a large potato. My copy of How to Invent Everything, survival guide for a stranded time traveler. I've been preparing for this. A family tree. I don't want to be my own great-great-grandfather. A complete printout of Wikipedia, starting with chemistry, physics, medicine, medicine, engineerings, etc. topics. I'd probably freak out and grab a total nonsense in the last very second. God, I can't even decide which socks to wear. Probably a book of general knowledge and scientific breakthroughs specifically tailored for this exact scenario. Don't even need the hour. Already have Wikipedia and Project Gutenberg downloaded to my tablet. I'll just need to copy off USB specs and some battery chemistries. Gotta try and hit V5 as close as possible before the battery dies. A $100 bill. A history book so I can rewrite history. What is an instantly recognizable TV quote? Oh, pivot, bite my shiny metal ass. I love it when a plan comes together. Say my name. Winter is coming. Oh my god, they killed Kenny! And then you guys have to go into the comments and say you bastards. Are you ready, kids? What you talking about, Willis? Legend. Wait for it. Dairy. Stupid Flanders. Stupid sexy Flanders for the win. I stand corrected, lol. What's something that is basic knowledge but a scary amount of people do not know? You need at least 3 seconds of space between you and the car in front of you when you're driving. That isn't space for someone to merge. That's safety space in case the car ahead has to slam on the brakes. I've had to explain to multiple people that I still have to walk the dog even if it's raining. If something is genetic, it doesn't mean your parents will have that trait too. It means that it is decided by your genes. For example, short parents can pass a tall gene to their child. Parents with blood type A can give birth to a baby who has blood type O. Antibiotics don't heal viral infections like the flu. The earth is round. Crazy we still have to say that in the Lord's year of 2023. 25% of Americans firmly believe the sun revolves around the earth. Bought and brought are not interchangeable. Especially with electronic cables, the cheap brand and the expensive brand are basically the same. HDMI cables are HDMI cables. The only real difference between the store brand and the name brand is what it says on the package. You can put your grocery cart in a little corral in the parking lot so that it doesn't take up a parking space, or an employee doesn't have to go hunting for it. Yeah, put it in the goddamn corrals, you jerks. What is your favorite knock-knock joke? Knock-knock, who's there? Little old lady. Little old lady who? I didn't know you could yodel. This one stuck with me. Tell your friend, hey, I have a knock-knock joke, but you need to start it. Sure, knock-knock, who's there? Then just stare at them and realize there's no solution. Knock-knock, hello. Oh, hi, Brandon, come on in. No, this is Brandon. Brandon's not on this video, it's me. It's me, Mason Says Mason. Knock-knock, who's there? Not your dad. I just say come in. It drives 6-year-olds absolutely crazy. I tell this to my boyfriend. Knock-knock, who's there? You. You who? It's when I get him a Yoo-hoo. He loves them but will never buy them for himself because he can't justify adding to the grocery list while trying to save money. Not a great joke, but I love his smile when he knows what's coming. That's so cute. Oh my god. I want what they have. I don't like Yoo-hoo though, so we gotta figure something else out. Why did Timmy fall off the swings? He had no arms. Why did Timmy fall off his bike? Someone threw a fridge at him. Knock knock. Who's there? Not Timmy, because he doesn't have arms. He probably used his feet maybe. What's the most addictive game for you? That pinball from Windows. Oh, do you mean 3D Pinball Space Cadet? That is free to download on the Windows 10 App Store. It is the exact same game as what it used to be. Red Dead Redemption 2 and its online version. Super fun. I'm really shocked no one said RuneScape or World of Warcraft, but for me personally, Teamfight Tactics. Microsoft Solitaire games. I need help, I can't stop. My partner and I woohooed last night and all I could think about was Spider Forking Solitaire. Geometry Dash. Hardest is Cataclysm. Legend of Zelda. Minecraft, lol. I recently got back into Minecraft this week after not playing for a very long time, like several months. I mean, it used to be my go-to game, and then I just kind of stopped playing. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. For real, Cookie Run Kingdom has me setting alarms for production times and everything. Candy Crush. If you were a Pokemon, how would the Pokedex describe you? Guys, this is right up my alley. You know the drill. Pokemon question? Mason Says Mason knows what's up. Worthless and lazy. This is the one Pokemon where it makes sense to use that release feature we programmed into the game. The mortal enemy of Celebi. This Pokemon is said to distort the very fabric of time. Some believe it is responsible for deja vu. Incredibly rare, but not strong, magical, or good at anything in particular. The Naked Ape Pokemon. Slow as Slowpoke, but can have increased speeds when exhausted. Although this Pokemon is miserable, it has moves that buff friendly Pokemon. This Pokemon easily adapts to the schedule of its trainer. Although very friendly, its mood tend to go sour really easily when things don't go its way. Releases a stinking gas every morning while snarling pointless expletives. Proceed with caution. Can be motivated to do amazing things, but most times is lazy or not feeling it, and compares its powers to others, making it sad. Hard to make friends with. Looks really cute in your box, Pokedex and has some fun variants, but none of them will be on your actual teams. Best used as a meat shield to the enemy's stronger moves. Switch to this Pokemon immediately if about to take a direct hit. It's all it's good for. Jeez, could you lighten up a little, kids? Good lord! What are your thoughts on bears? Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. As they say, if not friend, why friend shaped? Personally, not fond of smooth men, so yeah, bears for the win. If it's black, fight back. If it's brown, curl up into a ball, protecting your vital areas. It will eventually see you as no threat and leave. If it's white, you might as well just pray to your gods. Can I hug it? Corollary, more than once? They are cute and cuddly, although they would tear me to pieces. If not for hugging and petting, then why are they shaped like that? On a serious note, polar bears scare me. They're on my do not fork with that animal list. They're so cool. I find them so fascinating. I think polar bears are one of the most awesomely terrifying animals on the planet. Stuffed ones are pretty cute. Real ones are pretty scary. They do wonders for keeping the libertarians under control. Bearable. Yeah, I like them when they're made of gummy. When someone says video games are childish or not art, which video game do you bring up as a counterpoint? I don't bring up any games. Usually I just point out how something they enjoy is similar. You're right, Bob. Just like professional football is grown men playing a children's game. Kind of sad, really. That's how you get them. I know it's not for everyone, but you'd be surprised how many people change their tone when you express your passion and interest for something. I just embrace my nerdiness and accept that not everyone will, and they don't have to, understand. Okami is super beautiful. I don't. I just figure out something they like and meaninglessly insult it too. I don't, because this is a tired argument that I'm done fighting with close-minded people over. Animation is not just for kids. Games can be art, and your friends online are just as real as the ones next door. Leave me alone. Red Dead Redemption 2. That game is a master class in immersion. I try not to argue with the uneducated in the first place. Life is strange. Ghost of Tsushima is my therapy. Grand Theft Auto 4 or 5 for childish. Pretty they'll scream. And for not art. Basically any good indie game. They're just so beautiful and so unique. I don't bring up a counterpoint. Anybody that ignorant isn't going to have their mind changed. If you don't understand art, someone showing you the Mona Lisa is not magically going to magically change your mind. This is very much a cool story bro moment. Your inability to understand it is not a valid argument against it. Fave TV show right now? Shrinking. Community. Very rewatchable, and I always catch a new detail. Been really enjoying Kingdom. There are some meaningfully brutal zombies. South Park. I'm rewatching Monster since it came to Netflix. Still one of the best animes I've ever seen. I've been rewatching Reign and Mad Men. Probably The Last of Us or Rick and Morty. The Mandalorian. The newest season is moving the plot forward in a way that doesn't just make me excited for next week, but also for the entire franchise. One Piece. Despite the delays in pacing, I'm really enjoying the current arc. Curb Your Enthusiasm or Always Sunny. What do you think is the best Spider-Man film and why? Correct answer is, of course, Into the Spider-Verse, but we'll see what everyone else has to say, huh? No Way Home, just because his goal was to help the villains and not just send them back. Spider-Verse, for obvious reasons. Hell yeah, so true. Spider-Verse, nothing else comes close. Still gotta go with Spider-Man 2 of the Raimi series. Doc Ock, the subway scene, the final battle with Doc Ock, it's just too good. Amazing Spider-Man 2, always will be. It understood the character, his strengths and weaknesses, and what he means to people, plus it nailed the swinging. That's a wrong answer. Amazing Spider-Man 2, chemistry between Garfield and Stone was off the charts. Plot was intricate. All characters had solid backstories and character complexities that made them who they were. They weren't just an extension of Spider-Man. Garfield brought a lot of movement and theatrically to Spider-Man as a character that Maguire didn't have. It was also less campy than Maguire's, and the jokes didn't feel as forced as they did in Holland's. Electro is an insanely underrated villain, and Harry Osborn didn't have a redemption arc. He didn't deserve one in the OG series. Soundtrack was chilling compared to others, and Gwen's death and the aftermath were unexpected and absolutely tear-jerking. The whole subplot with the kid was a nice touch. The first one, it had everything. The backstory, the character development, the skeleton bombs. Willem. I like No Way Home. All three Spider-Man actors together is such a cool thing to see. The one on Pornhub, because it has boob. No other reason. Spider-Man 3, just for that scene where he is strutting down the street thinking he all that. Early 2000s trilogy for nostalgia regions. Was the trilogy of my teen years. Guys, very controversial opinion here, and I'm sorry if I ruffle some feathers. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was the worst. It was so not great. The villains are what made the movies though. Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man was not good. From start to finish, what is the best video game you've ever played? The Witcher 3, RDR2, 100%. Honestly, I think Breath of the Wild is truly a contender. Even so, Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy IX, and Super Metroid are my personal favorites. The Last of Us. Yeah, but I rage quit a dozen times. Pokemon Emerald. I haven't played many video games. The only story game I really ever played and loved was Halo Reach, the Mass Effect series, and Skyrim. Minecraft. It just gives you unlimited possibilities to do whatever you want. Final Fantasy VII Remake. The OG Halo on the first Xbox. Those of you who have no inner dialogue, what goes on in your head? I sometimes have an inner dialogue, but usually it's faster to think with pictures and abstract concepts. Same as you minus a voice or whatever, just processing whatever task I'm doing. So you guys have a voice that speaks to you? Never really understood what an internal dialogue is. Should I hear a voice when I read? Interesting answers in this thread. Am I the only one who both visualize and have a dialogue? Like, if I'm doing maths or just reasoning about something, I speak to myself with a voice. If I try to remember a certain event, what was written on a store, logos, or such, I see the pictures or video of it in my head. I can also imagine things I have no relation to with shapes and images of how I think it might look. I'm dialoguing all the time. Most of the time, it's as though I'm talking to myself in the third person. My mind will be like, Corey Mom, chill TF out, or let's get out of the house. Picture equals inner dialogue. Someone else's inner dialogue, nothing. Literally nothing. In exams, nothing. Walking through the street, nothing. Listening to music, nothing. Showering, nothing. I'm not even thinking while writing this. What is your most useless achievement? Winning races with people who don't know we're racing. Completing all the achievements for Power Wash Simulator. I guess the precise number of things in a giant jar twice at different baby showers. Safety pins and pearl chocolates. Can't remember what I won except for a bunch of WTFs from people. Convincing most of the people in my previous neighborhood to refer to the unnamed park next to our house as my last name park. They still do to this day as well. Being approved for a crippling amount of student loan debt. I once hit the maximum amount of friends on Facebook before I deleted and started fresh. Scrolled 1 billion bananas, SBU, in Reddit recap last year. I once won an award in middle school for not being heard or spotted swearing at all. Hey, good for you. Good for you. I hit a hole-in-one on Wii Sports Golf. I still think about that day often, 15 years later. I found about 100 word that you could write on an upside-down calculator. The longest word was bobsleigh, 461315808. That's really cool. Dude, I memorized 400 digits of pi. Well done. Eating a rock thinking it was a brownie. First comment on this post. 100% on Skyrim. Not mine, but my brother's. He was the state bagging champion when he was 16 and worked at a grocery store. What do you think Nicolas Cage is doing right now? He is thinking about the unbearable weight of his massive talent right now. Asking a question about himself from his burner account in a subreddit. Sleeping likely. Debating if a carrot is an ingredient or a dish with a carrot. I believe this with all my being. Fight me. Shagging. Do you guys think Nick Cage fucks? Do you guys think he gets, I don't know if he's married, but do you guys think he gets around? Like, be honest. Oh, I'm so tired. It's fucking 4 a.m. right now. I need to go to bed. Worshipping Satan. Watching Paddington 2. Some action-packed stuff. Not thinking about what you're doing right now. Counting all of his money. What is the worst thing you ever tasted by accident? I took a swig of my brother's Chew Spit can once by accident because I thought it was my beer. Guys, I really don't want to throw up. I really don't want to throw up, but I'm trying not to. I accidentally drank. I accidentally drank spoiled milk once. It was the most disgusting thing ever. I mixed my cat's wet food with a spoon and had my bowl of ice cream in a spoon right next to it. I did not grab the correct one. I took a swig of OJ from a carton in the fridge, not realizing there was a nice layer of mold on top. Buttermilk thinking it was regular milk. Best and worst at once. Automotive antifreeze, like liquid sugar that burns. Accidental spray, not deliberate drink. In 7th grade, we dissected a sheep's eyeball. I didn't properly wash my hands, so after eating chips and licking the chili off my fingers, I tasted the most sour, nastiest thing in my life. Head lice shampoo. How, lol? I got head lice from babysitting kids with lice, and as I was washing my hair with the shampoo, I guess I used too much, because it was all running down my face and was all in my mouth and eyes. Now it was horrible. Tasted so bad, I was rinsing my mouth with shower water, but taste just lingered. A metallic green gel pen in 3rd grade. If we were all back on MySpace, what would be your profile song? I feel like people, like, the profile song on MySpace would be the same as what people who use Tinder have their anthem set as. I feel like they're the same thing. Damn it, Blink-182. Alice in Chains, Nutshell Live Unplugged. Running Up That Hill, Kate Bush. Skater Boy, because funny. STFU by Filthy Frank / Pink Guy. An original piece about dental confetti. Hey, that's it for the video today, guys. Really want to thank you all for watching. We've been going at it for a long time. I'm really having a great time doing these videos. Hopefully you guys are liking them. What, you gonna leave a comment next, huh? You're gonna go down to the comment section and say, hey, Mason Says Mason, I got to the end of the video today. Thanks for the video. go. And thanks for not throwing up. I hope you have a great day, Mason says Mason. And then you comment that. And then also, again, thank you all so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you all later. Peace out. Bye-bye.